Imagine a plane that took off in 1955 only to mysteriously vanish into thin air. No wreckage, no distress signal, nothing. Now, picture that same plane reappearing 37 years later, its passengers and crew unchanged by time. How could a plane vanish for 37 years and then resurface without its occupants aging a single day? Did this even happen, or does time travel actually exist? In the balmy summer of 1955, July 1st to be precise, Pan Am Flight 914 embarked on a routine journey that would soon become one of the most baffling aviation mysteries of all time. With its massive propellers, which gave the aircraft, a Douglas DC-4, a traditional, strong appearance, a distinctive character from the sleek, turbine-powered planes we know today. With 61 souls on board, the jet sped down New York Airport's runway, accelerated, and rose into the sky, headed towards sunny Florida. The flight was scheduled to run just 3 hours, but fate intended otherwise. The aircraft disappeared from the radar as it flew across the Atlantic. The operator of the control tower tried furiously to reach the pilot, but the radio hummed with a strange quiet. New York's dispatchers contacted their counterparts in Florida in a growing state of worry, but the plane vanished from the ether elsewhere too. Usually, a pilot would radio in case of an emergency or storm, but this time there was only a void. Grand-scale launch of search activities, the Atlantic searched for any indication of the vanished aircraft. Still, after all the effort, there was no floating garbage, no wreckage, no indication of a collision. Pan Am Flight 914 appeared to have gotten swallowed by the water. The airline announced the jet and its passengers lost at sea with broken hearts. The tragedy soon turned into a sad mystery. Fast forward 37 years to May 21st, 1992, Caracas, Venezuela. One day in normal operation at the air traffic control tower, an anomaly caught on the radar. Against all expectations, an aircraft materialized from thin air. Controllers were confused and scrambling. When communication was at last established, what they heard made their spines shake. We have 4 crew members and 57 passengers on Pan American Airways Flight 914 from New York to Miami. On July 2nd, 1955, we were to arrive in Miami at 9:55 a.m. Juan de la Corte led the air traffic controllers in their incredulity. How did a 1955 plane find its way into 1992? The enigmatic aircraft flew off once more, disappearing just as quickly as it had first shown before they could grasp this insight. The identical plane arrived at Miami Airport hours later, its intended destination, 37 years past due. Inspection discovered the aircraft to be the long-lost Pan Am Flight 914. After a strange voyage, the crew and passengers were questioned and then reunited with their families. Still, the most unusual detail is nobody of the passengers had aged 1 day. They appeared exactly as they had left New York in 1955, despite almost 4 decades passing. This amazing story begs more questions than it answers. For those 37 years, where did the aircraft fly? How did the travelers stay untouched with time? One of the most intriguing and enigmatic events in aviation history, the disappearance and reappearance of Pan Am Flight 914 still baffles and fascinates us. For years, the internet has been humming with the enigmatic story of Pan Am Flight 914, enthralling time travelers and UFO buffs. According to the widely accepted scenario, the plane passed through a time warp or wormhole, avoiding its intended Miami destination in 1955 and subsequently showing up in Venezuela 30 years later. This view holds that following departure from Caracas, the airliner allegedly re-entered the wormhole. Still, the mechanics of wormholes or time portals remain mainly hypothetical and poorly known. Though it is somewhat well known, the narrative of Pan Am Flight 914 is completely invented. Unlike many urban legends whose beginnings are unknown, the source of this one is well recorded. Published by the tabloid Weekly World News, which was well known for its wild and invented claims, the tale initially surfaced in 1985, 2 times in the 1990s. The paper brought back the narrative, changing the arrival date of the jet to 1992 in these later iterations. When the Brightside YouTube channel posted a video on the disappearance, the tale got a big boost in popularity. Though it attracted over 15 million views, this slickly created video did not highlight the fictional character of the story until 2/3 of it. Brightside also included various fresh details not seen in the original Weekly World News report, including the jet shown on the radar. Many viewers were already quite absorbed in the story by the time the video revealed it was a scam. Others most likely used this created news piece to support the narrative without disclosing its false source. The absence of this vital element has let the story flourish across several media and captivate viewers with its sinister and interesting ideas. This phenomenon emphasizes our continued obsession with aviation and the paranormal, as it shows how readily a skillful story may blur the boundaries between fact and fiction. The story of Pan Am Flight 914 reminds us ultimately of our shared need for mystery and the future. It emphasizes the need for narrative and the way the internet helps to magnify such stories, independent of their accuracy. Even if the narrative itself is fiction, it still fascinates us since it reflects our passion for a good mystery, even if we know it is all make-believe. Why do you think someone would come up with such a wild theory? Was it a simple hoax, or did it have some reality behind it?